Good evening and thanks for choosing THV 11 for your news at 6. I'm Faith Woodard.
And I'm Rolly Hoyt. We're only a couple of weeks into football season, but new rules are already changing the game for high school fans here in Little Rock.
Tonight, THV 11's Carter Thweet fills us in on why the policies under the Friday Night Lights are becoming a little more strict.
Well, what I've been told today is these changes are really about the students. The LRSD says they're in response to a series of recent conflicts at games, and so students from opposing schools are going to have an adult with them. LRSD students are going to need to bring their student ID. The district's athletic director says it's all in the name of safety.
These were incidents that happened on last week at a few of our games. Again, this is just, we need more adult supervision.
That's what Little Rock School District AD Timothy Turner says is the reason for the new game day guidelines. Home students will need an ID, away students will need an adult 21 or older, nobody will be allowed in after halftime, and ticket sales will end at 4 o'clock on Fridays.
This came about just to make sure that we have plenty of safety and security personnel at the games. Sometimes you get a huge influx, and we just want to make sure we're staffed just to keep our patrons safe.
Turner says the changes were made after discussions between the district, principals, the community, and Little Rock Police. That explains why LRSD school board member Vicki Hatter says she wasn't involved in the decision, but mostly agrees with it.
Administration and staff seen a need to do something about the conflict that was happening at the games.
Hatter says she does have some questions, like making sure all students have IDs to get in and about the having an adult requirement for opposing students. She also thinks that resolving these conflicts could start in the classroom.
We too have a role to play in helping shaping these students because they are in schools more than they are at home.
Turner says this policy is effective immediately, but that doesn't mean there won't be changes as district leaders see how it goes.
We'll all come back together, myself and district leadership, as well as the principals here soon, but as of right now, this is the policy.
In Little Rock, Carter Thweet, THV 11 News.
All right, Carter, thank you. Turner did offer one possible exception if you're a parent who's working late and wants to come to the game after halftime. He says people working at the games have been told to use their best judgment in those scenarios.
Now, weather from the First Arkansas Bank and Trust Weather Garden.
A little warm out here in the garden this afternoon. Temperature is in the upper 80s. The dew points are down, so there's not a whole lot of humidity, but it still feels very warm outside. Sky conditions right now are blue. Hey, traffic situation. 430 northbound. This is going over the Arkansas River Bridge. We are beginning to see the flow of traffic drop off a bit, but we still have quite a bit of congestion on the roadways because of a couple of accidents that are on the north side of the river. Afternoon highs today topped out at 89 in Little Rock. Thought we might reach close to 90. They did in Conway. There were other 80 and 90 degree temperatures, upper 80 and low 90 degree readings. Little Rock is down to 88. We've got sunshine, blue skies, a light breeze, and here's the way your hour by hour shapes up. Not nearly as cool as it has been last few mornings. We'll drop off into the upper 60s. We're going to take a look at the tropics, find out if there's anything out there that might impact our weather over the next 7 days here in just a few minutes.
All right, Tom, thanks. And now we do want to get to that latest information of the death of conservative political activist Charlie Kirk. Since 5 o'clock, we've learned a person of interest is in custody for the apparent assassination of the 31-year-old this afternoon.
Kirk was shot while hosting an event at Utah Valley University. He was a rising star in conservative politics and a fierce ally of President Trump. He was a co-founder of Turning Point USA, which advocates for conservative politics on university campuses.
The president himself confirmed Kirk had died from those injuries in a post on Truth Social, saying in part, quote, "No one understood or had the heart of the youth in the United States of America better than Charlie," end quote.
A moment of silence was held on the House floor at the U.S. Capitol, and Speaker Mike Johnson condemned political violence, calling for prayers for Kirk's family.
I'm just going to state the obvious here. This is detestable, what's happened. Political violence has become all too common in American society, and this is not who we are. It violates the core principles of our country, our Judeo-Christian heritage, our civil society, our American way of life, and it must stop.
Charlie Kirk leaves behind his wife, Erica, and 2 young children.
An original suspect was taken into custody immediately after the shooting, but then was later released. Authorities announced the latest arrest about a half hour ago.
Tonight, we're looking into the rash of train incidents across central Arkansas. In just 2 weeks, officials have confirmed 2 deadly collisions and raising new concerns about railroad safety. THV 11's Maya Ellison spoke with officials about why these accidents keep happening and the safety reminders they say could save a life.
Trains are back up and running near Geyer Springs Road after a deadly accident. Officials with Union Pacific confirmed that a person was hit and killed Monday afternoon.
Don't try to take a shortcut across railroad tracks thinking you're going to get there faster, because something bad could very well happen.
That's Mike Jackson with Union Pacific. He says the company promotes safety for all, but did not specify why these incidents are happening.
But we are continually looking at safety measures, safety metrics, incidents. And when we have a situation that requires that we work with local law enforcement to work on enforcement activities.
According to Operation Lifesaver Incorporated, Arkansas ranks 14th nationwide for train collisions and fatalities as of 2024. Just last week, the Pulaski County Sheriff's Office reported a woman was killed and a man injured after a train struck their vehicle in Wrightsville. And in Piggott, Clay County Sheriff Ronnie Cole confirmed an 80-year-old man died Tuesday in a vehicle-involved collision on tracks without crossbars or lights there.
It is becoming more and more of a problem, and I think it has to do with people's time management and people's attention to detail, as well as the urgency that people seem to have.
Brock Thompson and his team train drivers daily on safety and awareness.
You have multiple tracks setting yourselves up. You may not understand that there's a train approaching from the opposite direction.
In a lot of cases, we're seeing that people are paying attention to their radio, they're paying attention to their phone, they're paying attention to people in the car, and they may not even realize that the barricades are coming down.
The U.S. Department of Transportation also told THV 11 that, quote, over half of all train vehicle collisions occur where there are properly functioning active warning devices such as flashing lights, gate arms, and bells. Like Thompson, they say safety starts with awareness.
You need to focus on driving. That's the number one thing. You've got to get from point A to point B. The second thing is be prepared to drive. The third thing, just off the top of my head, is you've got to get away from technology.
In Little Rock, Maya Ellison, THV 11 News.
Maya, thank you. And we looked in the Federal Department of Transportation database, and it shows that Jefferson, Pulaski, and Saline counties have had 16 incidents between 2021 and 2025. Tomorrow, the Arkansas State Capitol visitors can pay their respects to former State Senator Gary Stubblefield. He'll lie in state in the second floor rotunda tomorrow from September 11th from 10 until 2. Stubblefield died last Tuesday at the age of 74. His funeral set for the end of this week in his hometown of Franklin County.
New tonight at 6, the CDC says a deadly bug disease has been reported in Arkansas. Here's what you need to know. The insect is known by its nickname, the kissing bug, and has the ability to transmit Chagas disease. Arkansas is one of 32 states reporting cases right now. Kissing bugs bite your skin and can spread a parasite into your bloodstream. The CDC says many times people are infected with the illness without even knowing it, but without treatment, it can be deadly.
We've had the kissing bug insect vectors, the Chagas parasite, infected wildlife, infected dogs, infected humans have all been around interacting for a long time. In fact, the Chagas parasite was found to infect a mummy, well over 1,000 years ago.
You can spot a kissing bug by its orange and yellow markings on its body and wings. There are currently no vaccines or drugs that can prevent the disease.
As we continue on the THV 11 News at 6, one state clears the way for universal free child care while working moms are struggling to stay afloat. We're going to take a closer look at the issue.
Well, I hope you enjoyed fall because summer's making a return. Faith is thrilled about that. She loves those 90s. Coming up after the break, we'll not only talk temperatures, we'll take a look at the tropics. It's the midway point of the hurricane season.